Thank you again for holding, everyone. We are now joined by head coach Scott Cross of UT Arlington. If you have a question for Coach Cross, please press star 1 at this time to get in the queue to ask questions. Again, that's star 1 to get in the queue to ask questions for head coach Scott Cross of UT Arlington. The Mavericks head to the road to take on Louisiana Monroe and Louisiana Lafayette this weekend. Before we get to questions, Coach, please give me your thoughts on the season so far and your expectations for the rest of the way.
Well, I'm very proud of where our guys are up to this point. To be 14-4, I think speaks volumes to what our guys have accomplished and how hard they've worked. We had a very, very challenging non-conference schedule, and I think our team definitely overachieved during that time. I think we improved defensively throughout the preseason, and then I think our offense was getting better and better. Obviously, we had the big blow, losing Hervey the other night before the Arkansas State game. I think that kind of put our guys in a little bit of shell shock, but we had to move on and find other ways to win basketball games. And I think the Sun Belt Conference is as good and as even as I've ever seen it. Every team that we've played so far was very, very competitive and capable of beating us, and I feel like any team on any given night can win. It doesn't matter who's playing who. I think it's very, very even from top to bottom.
Thank you, Coach. As a reminder to our members of the media, please press star 1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Our first questions come from Sam Morton with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Sam, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
Great. Thank you.
Hey, cool. I just wanted to give you a call. How are, Kennedy and Faith Pope kind of adjusting to kind of taking on that Hervey role? I know you said you were working him out. Are you sensing some progress there?
Yes, I think obviously in our first game without him, Arkansas State, Kennedy played, by far his best game of the season, but it was really his first time that he played, a whole lot of minutes, and he performed great in that game. And I think Faith showed us a little bit of what he's capable of doing late in the game against Arkansas Little Rock. He's a long, athletic, 6'8" guy that can change the game with his defensive ability and his athleticism. So those guys, it's going to be a process with them. We have to adjust our style a little bit without Hervey because we relied on him so much to make passes and make plays to set everybody else up. So we're going to have to, change things up a little bit. So I think this team will probably be playing better basketball again later in the season.
Gotcha. You got a 5-game road trip coming up right here. I guess what do you guys really need to do to bear down and survive this thing before you can get back home?
Well, it's going to come down to defense and rebounding. I think offensively, we'll struggle at times, getting adjusted to playing without Hervey. But I think defensively we can still be great. Rebounding, we can still be great. And our guys are really going to have to buy in. It's extremely tough on the road, and they're going to have to buy in to being the hardest playing, toughest team in the country for us to pull victories out of any of those games. I know this is probably our toughest 5-game stretch, throughout the entire season, and it'll be a test for our guys. And but you just, the only way you can win is by taking it one play at a time, and that's where our focus has to be.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sam. Our next questions come from Troy Schulte with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Troy, please go ahead.
Hey, Scott, how are you today?
Great, thank you.
Good. Hey, just one question on your game the other night with ULR. I'm just curious, kind of from your perspective, what is it that they do that makes things so tough on opposing offenses? I know you guys, obviously had the injury and you got things going in the second half, but, is it schematic with them or is it the pieces that they have that have allowed them to play so well defensively, you think?
I think they're very, very good defensively from X's and O's. I think they do the little things right. I mean, they're going to contest every shot. They're going to be in position. They pack the paint. I think, from looking at the film, I think probably what affected us even more was the fact that they were hitting a lot of shots against us from the get-go, and I think our guys may have panicked a little bit, which leads to us taking quicker, not as good of shots, and, that plays into their hands. We would have been better suited if we moved the ball around a little bit more and made them work a little bit more defensively. But they're not going to beat themselves defensively. They're going to make you beat them, and you're going to have to play as a team and move that ball from side to side. If you don't, they're as good as I've seen defensively.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Troy. One more question, Coach, before we let you go. I mean, the non-conference slate obviously included the wins over Ohio State and Memphis, but even overall, when you look at it, hosting Fordham, Bradley as well, and even going to overtime at Texas and Austin, overall, your non-conference slate, I mean, what did it really do for your team as, you headed into conference play this year?
Well, I think it gave the guys a lot of confidence. I think it kind of created a little bit of a buzz in the Metroplex that we haven't had. Obviously, it led to us having a crowd on Saturday night of 5,200 people, which I believe is the highest paying crowd that we've ever had. And so, I mean, it definitely helped the program quite a bit, and hopefully we'll see some more dividends down the stretch from it.
All right, Coach. Looks like all the questions we have for today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.